This is what the lighting is today. So there's nothing that I can do about the lighting really. So shout out to the lighting though, because I'm looking brown as hell. You feel me? Let's get it. Okay. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody had a beautiful day. A couple of things real quick. We do have a guest that will be coming on, Justice Shabazz. He will be coming on. Give us a minute. We're going to do our regular morning shit, and then we're going to hit him up. Copy. All right, so that's one thing. The second thing is, everybody heard about this freaking R. Kelly shit? Oh, check this out. Check this out just so we can be clear about a couple of things, right? I already previously told everybody. I already previously told absolutely everybody that there was going to be federal indictments coming to R. Kelly's way. Why? Because R. Kelly had been moving minors from one state to another, allegedly, for the purposes of sex. So I've been told y'all about this. I don't know if anybody else mentioned it, but I did. What up, Muggy? How you doing this morning, my brother? Good morning, Aaron, Jordan, Black Wall, Caribbean, Tiana, Shelby. How you doing this morning, Richella? Okay. What up, Hammer Fist, John Soto, Brian Spikes Hopkins. Richella said Forces live on IG. Before we come to morning coffee, every day, with the exception of yesterday, I'm usually live on IG. So if you want to come to that live on IG that we usually do for about an hour before morning coffee, you're going to need to join. So I am the real Jack Frost on IG, and you could also come into those lives because somebody put the link to my IG down in the description, please. I mean, the description down in the comments, please. What up, Hammer Fist? What the Hammer Fist is your brother, like Donkey Punch? Like, how does that work? Anyway, what up, Brian Spikes Hopkins? What up, Dino Love? Queen, how you doing today? What up, Jenny Lozano, John Soto, Prince 2 Amir? Who else we have up in here? G Belair, how you doing, G? I was about to fuck the name up again. That's a fact. What up, Mike? Wait, that's not Mike Evo. That's Mike Vo. All right, what up, Mike? What up, Mike? What up, Vix? How you doing this morning? What up, Angel Crispin? Who else we got up in here? What up, BBN Network? Shout out to you. That's a real shout out, by the way. What up, Artie Grant? So silly. What up, Artie Grant? What's up, Deontay? You're almost back. What up? Who else we got up in here? Who else we got up in here? What up, big boy? Happy to see you around, my brother. Hey, you've been MIA for a little while. Shout out to you. What up, Slick Vic? Shout out to you. What up, Smiling Wolfette? How are you doing? Yes, you're back. You have been going for a while also. I hope you are doing fine. Who else we got up in here? Almond Brown. What's up, Almond Brown? How you doing today? What up, Rouge Jones? Rouge. Are you Japanese, Jones? I'm just asking. For a friend. Who else we got up here? Alexandria Bradley. How you doing this morning? What up, Hunter Rizzle? Brolic Body. Shout out to Jarrell Corner with the donation. He's with the donation. He said Frost was popping. Chilling, my dude. Chilling. Who else we got up here? What up, McGowan? Smiley C. How you doing today, my brother? What up, Clay Block? Shout out to the X. Wait, who you in with a bag, G? Oh, because I was about to fuck the name up and shit again. My memory is crazy. I be remembering everything down to small details. All right, let's get into it. So we got a guest coming on the show today. We plan on having Justice Shabazz come on the show. We're going to talk about some real important things that has to deal with our community. One of the problems that we do have inside of our community is a lack of togetherness. Too often, people find it so much easier to try to draw division between us than they do in order to try to help each other, or at least stay out of each other's way. You do not have an obligation to help anyone, correct? You understand what I'm saying? But what you can do, you know, if you're a good person, is stay out of an individual's way. Let people be great. You don't have to try to stop somebody or get in somebody's way or inhibit them. You could just say, you know what? I don't really like that person. I'm going to go over there, and then let that person stay over there. And everybody is doing what they need to do. So we're going to have some conversations about our community. We're going to be having conversations about the things that we could do to help our community. We're going to have some conversations on some of the pitfalls that we have inside of our community. And we're also going to be having conversations about the things that we should feel obligated to do because we are actually in our community. Before we even go any further, first thing that I will always say to everybody is stay away from toxicity. You do not want to be around toxicity. What that might be to you is what it might be. It might be different to another individual. You might feel okay with certain actions because of whatever our learned social cues were that when we grew up. Certain things might not bother us, that it might inhibit other people. We have to understand that things that we do that are things that are innate inside of us, even though we might think that those things are okay, if we do them to other people, we might actually be causing those different people stress and strife. So let's try to be closer to treating people the way in which their actions dictate that we treat them. Right. So I have a cousin. One of the things my cousins always said to me is, you don't have to respect everybody. Just respect people for being who they are. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Dr. Inky. You don't have to respect everybody, but respect people for being who they are. You understand what I'm saying? If you respect the individual for being who that individual is, they will never disappoint you because you will know who that person is. Treat that person accordingly. If you ain't gonna help, at least don't hurt. Shout out the pot. That's a fact. So before we call up Justice Shabazz, there's a story that broke. We're gonna discuss that for a little bit, and that has to deal with the R. Kelly situation, right? So for everybody that don't know, R. Kelly, we will be having Justice Shabazz on. So for anybody that's here to hear the brother speak, you're gonna have enough opportunity to hear him speak. We're just gonna. This is how the show works. You know, we do our show and then we bring in a guest. What up, Miguel? Oh, wow. That's what happened, Wolfette? Well, real quick. Deontay said, my mom always says, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say a thing at all. This is what you got to understand. The things on which we speak comes into fruition. So when we're speaking negativity on others, in reality, what we are doing is we're talking negativity into our own selves, into our own atmosphere. Let's say you're talking about somebody and you have the persons on the other side of the world. What you're doing is you're creating a negative atmosphere around yourself, around your people, around your family, in your household. So when your mother's telling you, if you don't got nothing good to say, don't say anything at all, she's not just saying don't badmouth people. She's trying to tell you, look, what you put out to the universe is what you're going to get back. You understand what I'm saying? So let's try. I want my son to be successful. Okay? If you don't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that negativity that you speak will come back to you. You know what I'm saying? What's that saying? Roosters back to nest or something like that. Well, we can't change. Often the thing that will allow for us to, we have to change the way that we think. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're going through something at that moment, the reason why you can't get past it is because the way in which you're processing information and then dictating your actions outwardly is not in a way that's going to allow for you to be able to win in that moment. So sometimes we have to augment the way that we think. We have to change the way in which we're perceiving the information, because once we change the way that we're perceiving the information, that information will be different. We'll be able to act differently on that information. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's the way in which our understanding of what is happening that's actually causing the problem, not the thing that's actually happening, if that makes any sense. Yes, definitely. Often, Belair is right. Often you got to be the bigger person. And I'm gonna tell you the one bad thing about being the bigger person is if you're dealing with somebody that's evil, they're gonna keep doing evil. They're not gonna stop doing evil. So, you know, sometimes being the bigger person is gonna make people think that you're weak. You understand? It is. But we are to be the bigger person, and we got to try to exorcise, not exercise. I'm not saying go work out. I'm saying exorcise, like, you know, the movie with the chick with the head spinning around in the vomit. We got to exorcise people out of our lives. Morning, Vlad. No. We need to absolutely people doing the BS, get away from them. That's a fact. Don't let nobody tell you different. Before we go any further, I want to let y'all know we are trying to have a Frost Fest, but obviously we need funding for it. The way that we're going to use the funding is go cop merch. We have links that's being put up right now by Beatz. Not just put up that link, if you don't mind, put up also the other links, the other BBN links to the other direct merch. And we're gonna try to fund it through the merch sale. So that's how we're gonna try to fund it. We, depending on how much funding we have by the 25th of this month. Let me get this right. God dang it, yo, I gotta stop. And sponsors. yes, and sponsors. We're gonna get some sponsors too. That's a fact. That's a fact. I fuck with you, G. That's a fact. Hold on. I get so many messages. This shit's tough. Okay, so what did I pick my phone up for again? Yeah, get the merch, because that's gonna help us fund the event. We're gonna try to have the event funded. If everything works out, we're gonna also try to get some people to come there and have performances, stuff like that. So we're gonna see where we're gonna the month, the day. So by the week end of the 26th, 27th of July, then we'll see where our funding is at, and then we'll see where we're gonna go from there. I want to do it, but if we can't do it because it's not financially feasible, then we can't do it because it won't be financially feasible. There's nothing I can do about that. But that is something that I want to do, and we can't copy G. You already know, and we can't. I don't want to ask for. We're gonna see where it's at. Anyway, so all right, so let's keep moving. So let's get back to the R. Kelly situation real quick. Also, everybody that purchases merch, please send me a picture of you in the merch so I could put you all over social media everywhere with your ID, with your IG, whatever your IG account is. You're gonna send me a picture with you in the merch. I'll show you an example real quick of what I'm gonna do, because I want people to know I appreciate y'all when y'all do stuff like that, buy merch and shit like that. Hold on. Let me show y'all something real quick. Yeah, this is how it slows the show up. Oh wow, she's a cutie. Shout out to Sabrina Powell for the donation. Appreciate you, baby girl. You are the best. So basically, when you do buy merch, God dang it, I can't never find nothing. I'm going to put you up on all the social media sites like this, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. God dang it. Y'all probably seen the one with Beatz. Vic's the only person that has actually sent a picture of the merch that I can actually find. A couple of rest of y'all did too, but I just can't find the shit. I'm looking for the damn thing. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Shout out to the effort though, right? I don't think I'm gonna find it. I don't know where that. Yeah, you sent that shit to me so long ago. All right, I'm gonna stop looking now. I do not have OCD, by the way. I know I said I'm gonna stop looking. I do not have OCD. I think I went past it. I'm gonna keep trying, mother effer. All right, so yeah, but nobody knew that was you. Nobody knew that was you. That could have been anybody. And I didn't even know that was your name, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there. So let's talk about this R. Kelly situation real quick. We've been BSing for a little while. Let's talk about this whole R. Kelly situation. All right, so for everybody that don't know, R. Kelly now has new charges. The new charges that R. Kelly has is federal charges. All of the charges that R. Kelly had acquired previously to this have not been federal charges. They have been state and city charges. Chicago, Atlanta, now federal charges. Also, in addition to that, I think there was some in Detroit. I'm not 100% sure. But even in addition to that, there are now also going to be charges against R. Kelly coming up in Brooklyn. Now, for everybody that's like, R. Kelly didn't do it, y'all saying he didn't do it. It's one thing when you have one or two people come out and accuse you of something. It's totally different when you have 20, 30 people saying this man did that thing to me. You understand what I'm saying? It's just totally different. Right now, I'm not saying that R. Kelly is screwed, but obviously it seems like every time he says somebody is lying, new information comes out. So what you gonna do about that? Every single time R. Kelly tries to say somebody lying on me, this shit ain't true, right? Every time that happens, more people come out of the woodwork. He was in the young girls. It seems that way. But I don't think anybody should be surprised because I don't think that I thought it was pretty obvious that he was urinating on that young lady. So anybody that's literally urinating on women, I mean, I don't know what the fuck y'all guys, I don't know what y'all guys do, but that's not something that makes me turned on. I don't really I don't want a woman smelling like piss. I don't care who piss it is. I don't care if it's my piss, your piss, cat piss. I don't want a woman smelling like piss. So that's just not something I'm into personally. So I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody in here that like pissing on women or any women in here that like pissing on dudes. Or any dudes in here that like pissing on dudes or any women in here that like pissing on women. I'm not bashing you. But what I'm saying is, if you got an individual literally urinating on a child, I don't know how you could defend that. I don't know how you could defend that. Like, what's next? We know what's next. 2 chicks in a cup. That's what's next. So I can't, that's not what I'm into. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, Los, you don't tell me how to run my show. So since that's not what you come here for, no. Maybe that was a joke. So I'm not gonna kick you yet. I think Los wants to get hit in the face with his bags, though. You already know how I feel about people telling me how to run my show. So I don't know what people are into, but anybody that I see that is urinating on a child, I don't really put too much past them. Like, there's certain things that if a person do it, I'm like, well, you're probably pretty capable of doing some real weird shit. Like, I'm gonna think that you're capable of doing some outlandish shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I see somebody eat raw cat, I'm gonna be like, what else are you up to? You understand what I'm saying? So, domination fantasies. I think that goes a lot deeper than that. Pissing on someone? I think that goes way further than domination fantasies. I mean, who doesn't want to? First of all, okay, so there's two different types of domination fantasies to me. There's the tie the woman up so you can do stuff to her because you want her to orgasm. And there's the tie the woman up and then force her to do stuff to you because, you're not thinking about her needs. So there's two types. That's why you can't really just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see. My point is, if you can urinate on a minor, what else are you doing? You understand what I'm saying? So he has his own problems. He got tons of issues. Let's try to call Malcolm up. Malcolm. Seeds of Malcolm, by the way. The seeds of Malcolm X, by the way. Let's try to call up Justice Shabazz. If you're underage, that's rape. That's a fact. If you can't confirm, if you can't consent, it's rape. If it's a children can't consent, that's rape. If it's somebody that's inebriated, you can't consent. And when I say inebriated, I don't mean just a little drunk. I mean passed out. That's a better way to put it. Somebody that's passed out, you can't consent. You understand what I'm saying? So what in the hell? Y'all laughing at something, I missed it. No, I'm just being nosy. Let me just keep going. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but JBL, they don't sponsor me. Go talk to these guys. They sponsor me. I be talking JBL all day. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so not sure what's happening, but let's see what happens.
Hello?
Hello, how you doing? This is Jack Frost with the BBN Network. You are live on air, my brother. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this Product X. How you doing, brother?
Excellent. Every day's a good day, even the bad ones. Okay, so just so everybody can know who you are, would you mind telling everybody who I'm speaking with?
How you doing? This is the advisor of Justice Shabazz. The advisor for the Sons of Malcolm X, youth leadership group.
Before we go any further, it's a youth religious group.
not a religious group. We're a development group.
Development.
You know, we out here in the hoods doing what, you know, the preachers and the pastors don't want to do. You know, we out there speaking to the youth, you know, trying to put an end to gun violence, gang violence, you know, black on black crime.
Excellent. Can you talk about some of the events real quick, just so people can get a better understanding about the movements that you're trying to do inside of our communities to help that's available for people? Could you just expound on that a little bit, please, before we go any further?
Well, right now we're at the grasp of anybody that want to get in touch with us. We're not invisible. We're always out in the neighborhoods. You know, we talk to the youth. We go to some of the youth programs that's in every neighborhood. I mean, like I'm here in New York. We got a brother down in Atlanta, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, and you know, we're just trying to cover basically all the grounds that's out here in the neighborhoods and, you know, surrounding neighborhoods, so that, you know, people can have a safe place to walk, kids can have a good, better place to play. You know, try to give the youth that's in the neighborhoods that don't have a place to go, somewhere to go. Some you know, somebody to advise them of where to go for resources when they don't have any.
Copy. I'm real quick while we on air, because if the next time you have any type of event or anything like that, I will be honored if y'all would contact me so I could come down and you know, I would be honored if I could come down and I could possibly document some of the things that you guys do for the community.
That's a fact. Sure thing. We'll get that. We'll get all that in touch with you know, Mr. Bryce. We can line up a date or a schedule or something like that. You can come down, you know, hang out and interview and you know, document some of the stuff that we do.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I think that we need to get out more. First of all, just in general, I think that we as a community, not just talking about Black people in general, I'm just talking about as a community of where we live at, the people that live inside of the areas that we live currently. I think us in our communities, we need to start understanding that we have to help ourselves, and we have to figure out, because we can't keep waiting for the government to come in with a little, I don't know, wand, the magic wand or something, and fix problems, because that's not happening. We have to figure out how to help each other. We have to figure out how to help each other, ourselves, and we have to figure out how to support one another. I think one of the biggest problems that we actually have is a lack of support for groups that are actually doing good in our community. We have a lot of groups that are doing good in our community, and it seems like the only ones that get the light shined on them is the ones that play nice with the politicians. I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but that's the opinions that I have on the matter. Pardon me. So, is there a reason why the brother wasn't able to come on the show this morning?
Well, last night we had a little accident on the road last night, so I'm not sure if he's feeling too good this morning. Because he had to go into the ER. So I'm going to check on him right now.
Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that happened. He's in New York.
I had to stay tuned. Yes, he's in New York.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that happened.
Yeah, we was on our way back from the studio. Well, he was on his way back from the studio last night, and I was on the phone with him. And he had a little fender bender that put him in the ER real fast. So hopefully he's home right now. We're not getting the answers.
Real quick message to everybody. Anybody who was ever in a car accident, please make sure you go to the hospital. I'm going to explain why. Something could be wrong that you cannot feel at that moment because of adrenaline. So anybody who is ever in a car accident that is a little bit more than just a tap, make sure that you go get yourself checked out. Make sure that because you don't never know. And then you don't want the time to pass where if somebody else was liable for your injuries, now you can't go and get some kind of financial support from them or have them pay you money because of a problem that they created.
Correct.
All right. So we're talking about your movement. So y'all basically on the East Coast?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're on the East Coast.
If you're speaking to somebody who knows absolutely nothing about what you guys do, what's the first thing that you will want to tell them?
Well, the first thing I want to tell them is, we're not a religious group. Don't look at us like, we're Muslims, because we're a group that's centered around everybody, Muslims, God body, 5%ers, Nation of Islam, Bloods, Crips, whatever that you are. We're not saying that you can't be a part of us because you're this person or that person. All we need is civilized people that's dealing with civilized acts. That's willing to bring forth strength to the community and amongst the peoples everywhere that's around them. It's not centered off just around one person or one group of people. Because we need everybody involved. We need everybody involved with our strength that we have out here, so that, you know, we can basically strengthen the lives of everybody that's around us and bring some happiness and joy to the people that's amongst us that's even watching. That they can see, you know, brothers and sisters getting together and making stuff happen and making stuff work.
No. That's a fact. So do you mind talking about some current events with me?
Back to current events, I would have to get you on the phone with Bryce, because I've been away from the table doing some other stuff. So you would have to get on the phone with Mr. Bryce for that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a totally different question now, if you don't mind. All right, so in the thing, first of all, where y'all based at? Your office, I'm assuming you have office. Where your office based at? And where y'all mainly based at? You said New York City, so that's the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens.
Actually, I'm upstate. I'm upstate, Middletown, New York, Newburgh, New York. That's where we're based at right now.
Okay, so how often do you guys make it down to the city?
We make it to the city at least 3 times a week at the most.
Okay, so so I used to work as a security officer in a homeless facility, right? And one of the issues I've always had when I was in the homeless facilities is it seemed like we didn't have enough individuals, enough groups, enough organizations that was extending help to the individual. Because look, when you see people, and I'm gonna let everybody know something, right? So I don't give money to people I see on the train asking for money. It's not because I don't want to help, but you have to understand, the majority of the people that's on the train asking for money, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So if somebody tells you, and you could do what you want with your own money, but let's say you're on the train and you see somebody asking for money and they're talking about they live in a homeless shelter. There is so much stuff that a person has to do in a homeless shelter to get everything going right for them, that they don't got time to be on the train. If they're doing the stuff they're supposed to be doing, they don't got time to be on the train asking for money. So this is my point. Do you have anything out there that's helping? Are y'all involved in any way of helping these young men? Because I see a lot of young men, especially nowadays, on the trains asking for money. Do you have anything out there to help these young men get skills to be able to get jobs?
Well, right now, I'm actually in my town. I'm actually working up alongside with the Department of Labor. I have a gentleman up there that I know. And I'm trying to get together some type of a program like Labor Ready, a program where, there's van drivers that come pick up guys and take them to work sites. They don't really have to be, skilled in any of the work. Most of it is warehouse work, cleanup work, and they can actually get paid and have a job, be permanent if the employers actually, like or consider their work. So that's basically what I'm trying to develop right now. Something like in most areas they call it like a temp agency, like a job agency.
Yes, sir.
But I want to have it so we have like about 3 or 4 bands that can come through our neighborhoods, pick up guys that really want to work. We already have something contracted from the job sites that we could actually bring these people to. But we just have to have the willingness of, the Department of Labor to make sure that everything runs the way it's supposed to run and nobody's getting shafted in the middle.
Excellent. I commend you for that personally, because one of the biggest issues that we actually have now is the difference between individuals that have the skills to actually do jobs. Like there's a lot of jobs out there, and it's a shame that we usually have to go get that. There are a vast number of us that have to go get non-skilled labor. So that you're actually helping the people that don't actually have skills that they could turn into financial windfall, skills that they could right now be able to go somewhere and work. That's actually a really big plus. And I commend you and your whole organization for that, because we need that so much. Real quick, do y'all understand that since they moved a lot of the factory work out of cities like New York, out of cities like Detroit, they moved factory work out. Factory work to a degree is a non-skilled labor type thing where they just need a lot of people to press buttons and do stuff, and that helps to give people jobs. So they moved a lot of these jobs out of big cities in general, move them things across seas. So that's why we have a real disparate difference between people that have jobs and don't have jobs. So real quick, so when you have a organization like theirs that's helping people to have non-skilled labor workers get jobs, that is great. That is something that we need. We need to encourage. We need to push. Is there any way that if somebody wanted to I don't want to say donate, but I want to say give resources to your organization, is there a way that they could contact y'all?
Yeah, they can contact Mr. Bryce at SOB@gmail. I'm sorry, SOM@gmail. And they can get in touch with him in more details with Fox as to where they could actually get in touch with us on any resources, or if they want to add anything to us, or things of that nature. So they can get in touch with Mr. Bryce at SOM@gmail or Mr. Bryce @gmail.
Okay, I just put that in the live chat if anybody wanted to know what it was. All right, so, because we're always trying to help. But my question is still, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but my question is still, is there anything that y'all have going on that's going to help some of these young men get skills? Is there anybody that you think, let's say down the pipeline, is there any organization you would like to team up with? Anyone that you would like to, bring on board and become partners with?
As of right now, no, nobody right now. As of right now, we're just a fairly new company that, we're trying to get ourselves out there and let the neighborhood and the other organizations that's out there, we're trying to actually let them see that our light, shines too. And that's about all, because, we don't have any affiliations that's going on with us as of right now.
All right. Is there anybody that you would like to work with?
Well, we work with, like I said, we work with everybody. So it's like an open door welcome to any organization. I mean, we really don't have a shadow or anything on any other organizations. I mean, if they have a good thing going, I haven't really, in my area, I haven't seen too much of the organizations. Most of them they're all of music and art. So they're really not, they have what we need for us, like if we're going to build an event, but they don't have what we need for us, like the resources for the youth that we're working with.
Copy.
So actually, we're actually in the works of actually doing what you're actually asking me, like, bringing together other organizations that's in our neighborhoods, to have a seat with us and have a meeting with us. And, basically we discuss our issues and, the things that we have on deck for us, for us resources and things like that, and things that we can do actually as of right now for the kids that's, that's not far-fetched for us, like getting big grants and all this other stuff. We just need something that's really they can see that's working right now.
Okay. That's fair enough. All right. So is there anything that you yourself, any message you yourself, just you as your man, is the man that you are, would like to say?
Yeah, I mean, I would just like to say to, everybody that's listening, stay positive, stay strong, stay striving for perfection, be the best at everything you can do, and, believe that you is the key to everything that's written, and make sure that you stand firm on everything you say.
All right.
That's it.
All right, that's what it is, my brother. I appreciate you calling in. And definitely stay in contact with me. You already know I'm going to stay in contact with Bryce. Let's hope the brother's doing fine after the accident. Let's hope everything works out.
I have him. We'll reach out to you when when he gets in after recovery, we'll reach out to you and we'll have him discuss some things with you too.
Copy. I appreciate you. Well. Thank you.
Thank you, brother, for having me.
Definitely later. All right, so we're gonna see what we can do. Yeah. We're gonna see what we can do to stay in contact with those brothers. Yeah. I get the most curious emails. Shout out to YouTube for emailing me. All right, so we're gonna stay in contact with the brothers. We're gonna be in contact with the brothers, and right now we're gonna call Bryce. We're gonna get Bryce on the chat.
Hey, what's up, Ross?
What's up? How you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing good. Just dealing with some mental issues right now, man.
You could talk.
I can talk. I don't know, man. You know, it's just kind of ironic with everything that we got going on that all of a sudden he has an accident. You know,
yeah.
I don't never look at these things as accidents when it comes to him. You know, it's always, to me, I don't know. It's just there's been a lot of resistance towards the SOM from day one.
Explain.
Well, all right. The SOM, Caesar Malcolm X, started in 2012. It was started by Malcolm X Jr. and his brother L. Justice Shabazz, along with myself being involved in the whole process. The movement was going good until we had a situation to whereas, you know, Malcolm X Jr. was starting to go overseas, but because of our backgrounds, we couldn't get passports to travel with him.
Copy.
So in the process of all this going on, we had a situation out in LA, whereas we were unifying, we're trying to stop the beef between the Mexican gangs and the Bloods and the Crips out in LA. And everything was going perfectly fine because until we met a councilman, a Spanish councilman, who got involved. And in order for us to get it fully, completely done, Malcolm X Jr. had to go talk to the Mexican organization down in Mexico, which was, it's not a problem. You know, we put everything in place to make sure everything was going to go well. But when he got down there, what ended up happening was he was set up, he was beaten within inches of his life, he was dragged to a rooftop, and his body was flung off a roof.
Wow.
Where he lay dead in the streets for a while before they actually, you know, dealt with it. During that time, he was being followed by the FBI. The FBI actually witnessed the whole thing. Never did nothing to stop it. Period. So, you know, after that happened, the SOM kind of went silent. It went silent for years. Because of the situation, whereas, you know, Malcolm X was assassinated, and then we have Malcolm X Jr. being murdered, we didn't want it to be a situation where they get all of the males from that group. And Justice would be the last male to that family line, as of right now. So, you know, we kept it quiet for a while. And on the anniversary of Malcolm X's birthday this year, it was brought back into play. Well, it was brought back into play before then, but we actually went back public with it again on May 19th. And one of our first orders of business was a situation pertaining to unjustifiable homicide in South Carolina. And we have been getting a lot of resistance and a lot of slack behind us trying to get to the bottom of that situation. So, and that's what Justice actually really wanted to touch on that today, because it is a situation that's being covered up. I'm talking about extremely covered up. And it was a situation that he is dedicated into trying to work out. He's in contact with the young man Cordaris Foster, his sister Jade Hicks, and they've been talking. So they've been trying to get it to the public, like, you know, this is a racial situation that's being covered up, and it's being covered up on a level by the government. It's like a government cover up being done right now. So to break down what he wanted to say, the situation is there's an individual. His name was Cordaris Foster. He's out of North Carolina, Virginia. He was with family in a town called Cheraw, South Carolina. You know, he went to school down there, grew up down there. He moved away at the school, then he moved back down there recently. When he moved back down there recently, there's nobody in this town. When I tell you this is a country town, the nearest house is probably 3 miles away. So the people that he had his best friend was a girl named Hallie. She's a white girl named Hallie. That was his best friend. That was the only friend he had on that road. There's nobody else on that road to play with or to grow up with. So they became friends in middle school. During this, you know, they were always friends. Cord moved away. When he moved back, he went to try to rekindle like with his friend. His grandmother took him over there. The first day he got there was an issue with her husband, whose name is Brandon Linton. The issue was, you know, he's a good old boy. He's a redneck. He's a good old boy. You know, he didn't approve of the friendship between his white wife and Cordaris Foster, who's black. So there was always a tension there. So there was a situation that happened not too long ago. Well, the day the incident happened, whereas, you know, Cordaris, I'm gonna let you know, that's my family. He was staying with my dad at the time. Him and my dad got into an argument. My dad put him out. In the middle of we're in the middle of the woods, he put him out. So Cordaris stole my dad's phone and got in contact with me. At that point, when he got in contact with me, hold on 1 second. Hey man, how you feeling? Hey, I'm on the phone with Jack Ford. Hold on, how you feeling? You all right from the accident? All right, hey, I'm gonna have Jack call you right now. All right. Hey Jack.
Yeah.
Guess what I just got?
What's up?
I just got the call from Justice. He's out of the hospital and he's doing well. He said call him now.
All right, I'm gonna call him right now.
All right.
I got the right phone number.
Hello.
What's up, my brother? How you doing? I'm sorry to hear about your accident.
Oh, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. This is Justice.
How you doing today?
This is Justice,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah, I'm sorry
Yes,
to hear
sir.
I'm sorry to hear about your accident, man. I'm hoping that you're doing a lot better now.
Yeah, I have my moment.
Okay.
I have my moment.
All right. So before we go any further, I need you to tell everybody who you are.
I am El Justice Shabazz Shabazz, grandson of the great Malcolm X.
So you're Malcolm X's grandson.
Yeah, I'm Malcolm X. I'm actually Malcolm X Jr. Gruff. But being that we from the same family,
yeah,
we just put it all together.
Nah, that's the way it's supposed to work anyway. So that's a fact. All right, so Bryce was telling us about something. About a young man down in, I believe he said Virginia.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. So yeah, would you mind filling us in on that story, please?
Oh, sure. Oh, Cordaris?
Yes, sir.
Cordarius.
If you prefer not to speak about it and there's something else you want to talk about, that'll be just fine also.
Hey, say that again, brother.
If you prefer to speak about something else, that'll be just fine also. But we just thought you might want to clue us into what Bryce was talking about.
No, I'm finish talking about what Bryce was talking about.
Copy, appreciate you.
It will be addressed.
Thank you. Yes, let's go. You got the floor.
Cordarius, situation with Cordarius is he was on his way. He got into a situation. He got into a situation out there, and it involved him into an argument with his uncle. So before the situation got any further, he called Bryce, and Bryce told him to get to Walmart to pick some money up, and he was gonna take care of the rest. He was gonna put him on a bus and have him come down there where Bryce is at. For some strange reason, Cordarius never made it to go pick the money up from Walmart. He supposedly called a childhood friend that's a female, but during the course of the situation that the childhood friend, she was married to an ignorant individual. I'm gonna put it to you like that because the individual is ignorant. He didn't allow her to have any friends, especially a friend that was not of the same color. Which is sad, even to this day right now.
That's a fact.
He calls her, he supposedly calls her for some help. When he called her for some help, because she had a vehicle, whatever the case may be.
He needed to get to Walmart.
She was gonna help him get to Walmart and whatever the case. Somehow, it never went that far. It never even went that far because apparently he calls her for some help. He calls her for some help, and about a few hours later, he turned up dead.
Wow.
And the girlfriend turned, and the wife turned up to his friend. The wife turned up dead, and her child turned up dead.
Wow.
Which doesn't make sense because he part of our situation. So our situation, we respect kids. We would never do nothing to harm no kid. So it doesn't even, that situation, it doesn't make sense.
So people, okay, so just so you can be clear, what's the accusation? The accusation or what people are believing has happened, or what actually happened was, do people know what happened? That's the question. Do people know what happened, or is there a narrative out there that isn't accurate? That's the first question.
There's a narrative put out by the lead detective. He puts it out there that the wife, that there was a problem, that the wife so-called called him, that there was a problem, that somebody was breaking into the house. When he got there, he found Cord.
Okay.
He found Cord in the house.
Okay, hold on.
The wife and
Hold on. The wife called who?
The wife supposedly called the husband. That's what the narrative is.
That the wife called the husband.
Said that somebody was trying to break into the house. When the husband so-called got there, a few minutes later, he found Cord in the house.
Okay.
So and the wife was supposedly dead, and the child was dead. He supposedly got in the house, found Cord in the house, and disarmed him and shot him.
So, quick question. So the same gun that killed the child and the wife also is the same gun that killed Cord.
Exactly.
And they believe that Cord came to the house, killed the wife, killed the child. Then he came in the house, superhero-like, wrestled the weapon from the guy that was just sitting in the house. I'm apparently thinking that he was allegedly doing. And then upon doing that, killed the guy with it. So that's how they're explaining how the same gun killed 3 different people when it wasn't his fault.
Which doesn't make sense, because if you're a lead detective, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. How? First of all, he went there for a favor. So why would he go there and kill a wife and then turn around and kill a kid? That doesn't make sense. And then turn around to get the same gun taken from him and get killed with the gun? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't. None of that makes any
But
sense at all.
apparently, according to the detective, it was detective name, John James and James Dixon. According to them, they're pointing it out there because they have an issue with anybody from Bryce's family.
Wow.
They have an issue with anybody from Bryce's family, which is wrong. Which is wrong because you as a police officer supposed to be held to an upstandard level.
Highest standard.
Exactly. You're supposed to be able to decipher what's real from what was fake. And being that it's Granville Bryce, they like, well, anybody that comes through that part of history, they're bad.
Wow.
They're not good for you. So they're gonna do everything in their power to make sure that it stays that way.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that happened. Okay, so this man, the husband, is not in jail or anything, I'm assuming.
Riley Lynch, nah, he's not in jail. No way.
Wow.
Because apparently he's supposed to be good friends with these dudes. So he called them and it's amazing how everything is working out in his favor. His wife's dead, his child is dead, and he ain't got to worry about her mixing and mingling with somebody that's not of his race.
Now, you want to know something, and this is just me just talking, but is there a chance that he called them right after he did the murder? And because you said they're friends, so he might have called them right after the murder, like right after he killed them. He might have called them
to help him get a narrative about how to clean up the situation.
So
because it's amazing how if court did so-called do all this, where's the witnesses? Where's the witnesses that said they seen him? That supposedly so-called seen him. And she was supposedly screaming and talk about and pleading for help. Why ain't nobody coming and help? They in tight-knit community. Why would you just let an outsider walk into your community? Regardless who that person was friends with.
That's a fact.
Nobody jumped up to help Mrs. Lynton. Nobody jumped up to help her, but she's supposedly in danger.
So this is the question.
But Bradley Lynton, the way he spends it, the way him and his brother spends it, there's plenty of witnesses that seen and heard what happened. But nobody jumped up to defend the situation, especially if there's a child involved. Come on.
Okay, so this is something. Was there a belief that they could have been having? I'm not accusing anybody of having an affair, but I'm saying, is there a belief amongst the guy that did the murder? Does he have a belief that his wife was having an affair with Court?
In my mind, I believe that's what it was, because he couldn't believe that being married to him, that she would decide to have outside friends who was not that looked like him, especially being related to a Bright.
I want to say something real quick. See, this is the problem with racism in general, with passive racism. This is the problem with passive racism. a lot of times people say, well, I don't care what a person say because that shit don't affect me. But I'm going to tell you what happens. If somebody hears something enough times, they innately associate that with something that is like in the world. You understand what I'm saying? So there's always this idea that black men, especially black men who real, if they're cheating on their wives. That's why I love the new song Black Men Don't Cheat, because it talks about the narrative. There's always this and that that black men is trying to always sleep with white women. There's this narrative out there, right? And since the narrative is what it is, it makes it so it's easier to have for a female to have a friend that is white, a male friend that is white, than a male friend that is black. Because it's always going to be the assumption that if she has a male friend that's black, there's a good chance that what she's going to be doing is that he's trying to have sex with her. You understand what I'm saying? We have to change that narrative, because I'm going to tell you what I believe. And I wasn't there. I'm just hearing about all this stuff today, right? What I believe is that there's people that know that man killed that woman and killed that child and killed that other man, that black man. They know that he did this, but since there's most likely the belief that she was cheating on him, instead of them saying this guy's a murderer, they're saying she caused for them to be murdered because she should have never cheated on him, even if she never cheated on him.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the way our minds think too often. We'll say, well, it's good that bad thing happened to that one person because I believe that person was doing some other thing that they shouldn't have been, even though you don't really have no proof. So you have to be really cognizant, and you have to be open-minded towards, if you're going to be open-minded towards somebody doing something negative, also be open-minded towards them doing something positive, or the negative thing not being true. Let's stop giving in to this mob mentality that once we think somebody has done something, even with no proof, we just think that somebody has done something, that we're going to already co-sign all evil things that could possibly happen to them. We have to change that mentality. We cannot think like that. We can't say that person might have did that thing, so you know what? Screw them. That's not humane. That's not the way that we need to carry ourselves. We need to carry ourselves to a higher standard. Sorry for cutting you off. Finish.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel that way because many people seen them together, so it wasn't a big surprise that she was friends with the black man. Like she was seen many times with Cord, so it wasn't a big secret. So why all of a sudden would he just up and he go see her because he needed to ride the woman? Why would he go jeopardize that situation to kill her? Especially since he was leaving.
Yeah, on top of that, y'all are saying that he was leaving. That's a fact. So that whole issue, if dude would have waited just one more day, what he saw as a problem wouldn't even have existed anymore, and he'd still have his woman. And that child will still have their life. This is crazy. This is absolute insanity. And I don't. And it's
because in my belief, the dude Brandon Bradley Linton is like, all right, his wife was friends with somebody that wasn't of the same race. That's strike number one. She's friends with a Bryce. That's strike number two. And strike number three was, he was tired. He didn't want to be married no more. He didn't want to have no responsibility. That's what and it's a sad narrative, but that's what some white individuals feel like. When they feel defeated, that's how they feel. That's how they get. They take it upon themselves to do do something extreme, and use their friends to cover it up, help them cover it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna need for you guys to come down at some point so we can meet up somewhere. I would love to have a much more in-depth conversation on this live.
Oh, of course.
In person, I would really want to have an in-depth conversation about this. I'm not even lying to you. I'm ready to even go down to the town with you, and we could do a whole expose type situation at the town. I'm ready to go do that. So if at any time you guys want to go down there and y'all want to do that, I'm 100% in. Just to let you know.
See, with the dude John James, Detective John James, and the other detective leading the case, that might not be a very good idea.
Okay.
Because with them two leading the case, there's a strong possibility that we may not make it out to town a lot.
God dang it.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking. I'm just speaking. You know what I'm saying? Because being that we're taking it upon ourselves to help investigate a Bright, to clear a Bright's name, it might be detrimental to our health.
God dang it. Copy. You got to figure something out.
You have to figure something out because it doesn't make sense. They want to control the whole narrative. Like Bryce was threatened by these individuals. By these two individuals, they had many witnesses supposedly come forward and like what's the word? They use others. They tried to bash Bryce on Facebook. Even got the case shut down for like almost 2 months. Just so he wouldn't be. He can't sway public opinion about what's going on.
Well, we got some people in our community we could probably reach out to. I got a military guy right now talking about he'll be our security. We're not trying to go have problems, man. You're a funny guy, man. we got quite a few military people in our community, by the way. Shout out to everybody that went into the armed forces and helped protect the country.
Sure.
All right, so just besides this particular topic, right? I'm curious, like, what is your organization about? We had somebody earlier talking to us, but I want to know from you, from your perspective, from your position, what is your organization trying to do in the community?
Caesar Malcolm is basically even though it's starting off the Caesar Malcolm starting off where actually my grandfather, my brother left off. It's finishing their job. Like it was an organization, like it was in the works before my brother got murdered, but it started with him, but it never was. It never was completely came through until recently because I'm still having a hard time dealing with the situation.
Copy.
And at the same point in time, that many people that do know that I'm related to them or that's my family, like my main objective is always getting to protect my family and protect my family's base.
Copy.
So, and at the same time, I didn't feel I was ready. I was ready to take on a move like that. I've always been a street person. Like I handle my business in the street, and like I've known from one side of the world to the other side of the world because I'm just not a standstill type of person.
Copy. The chat is saying they give you we're giving our condolences to the loss of your brother.
Thank you. Like the situation that happened with my brother, like it's bad and it's still going on right now. Like four people jumped my brother into and taught him how to fly. With the FBI sitting right there watching the whole situation.
Wow.
But didn't budge not one time. That's my main objective right there because I don't care what type of law division you are. If you're trained to be in some part of law division, then why would you? I don't care if your job is just to sit there and listen to what's going on. Why would you sit there and test your lot when murder to happen right in front of your face and not do nothing?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like they sat there and watched my brother take a header off a roof from a fake bar tab.
Wow.
A fake bar tab for over 12,000 pesos. Are you kidding me? Like who goes out somewhere and is only out for about an hour and they sit down at a restaurant and they order $12,000 worth of food and drink? Like that don't make sense. Not no hour situation. That don't make sense. Not for $12,000. And when my brother called me and explained the situation to me, like I immediately got up and sent him money. I didn't send him the whole 12,000 pesos, which would have worked out to approximately about maybe $750. I sent him like $550. Well, I sent him exactly what I had in my pocket.
Wow.
But evidently it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to cover the so-called expense. And my brother still took a header off a roof.
I don't know what to say. I would. We have to meet up. We're gonna have to meet up at some point. We got to do some live in-person interviews. As you guys have if your movement is what you're saying, your movement is about. I 100%. I want to. And I don't have no reason to believe different. By the way, I'm just saying. I 100% want to make sure that I want to help give y'all more visibility if possible. Possibly I can. So I want to definitely be a part of helping to bring you guys to the forefront of helping to fight for us, because we need more entities out here. We need more organizations out here willing to fight for us, whether it's at the grassroots level or whether it's at in Washington. We need more organizations out here that's willing to help push the agenda of stop killing blacks. That's helping.
It's just that for the longest time, it's like it wasn't until early this year, because I was in the process. I was in the middle of shooting a movie. I was in Baltimore. And I had a whole set of fans telling me like this. Oh, you're the face of this thing. But some there's reports that shit Malcolm X grandson. I said that's true. It's like this, yo. Oh, we feel you like we respect you, this, that, and third. And it had me feeling a certain type of way. Like it really had me feel some type of way. And then I turned on the news and I'm seeing this person get killed, that person get killed over gun violence. And like it just started eating me alive. Like it started eating me alive on the inside. And then especially what happened with Cord, like that was the last straw. Like that's the last straw. Like at the end of the day, we don't need no more Trayvon Martin.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We got police killing each other, killing us, black folk, at a young level, without
no provocation,
without no reprimand or nothing. Like
that also, that's a fact.
Oh, he's black. He had a gun. They ain't done. Case dismissed. Nah, it should go deeper than that. How do we really know that black man had a gun? Or was it just said that he had a gun? Or the other narrative? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make no sense that right now police is at an all-time, like, situation with police is shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
Can't ask a dead man no questions later.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, brother, we're about to go out. Anything you want to close with?
BMG is the future. He's the Malcolm. Is here. Like, I'm here. I'm here to take on everything and all responsibility my grandfather started and my brother tried to continue on with. Like, there's nothing that's gonna deter me or persuade me to stop what I'm doing. At the same time, yeah, I am a gangster. But I'm trying to work on both sides. Because the situation with Nipsey, that shit hurt me too, because Nipsey was family. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get to the bottom of this situation where it could benefit our narrative and not us being put back into slavery, so to speak. Because this modern day slavery is starting to become worse now.
That's a fact.
Like they trying to take it to a whole nother level. And being that it's not working in their favor, it's like they're getting frustrated and they're just picking us off.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, my brother. Yo, look, I definitely I think I'm gonna wanna maybe once, twice a month. You mind coming on the program?
Oh, I don't mind. I'm saying, like, we in the same area, so I'm saying it's not for me to get to New York and come see you and sit down in your office and do the live with you. Like, it's nothing.
All right, so we're gonna set up a date. That's a fact. Yo, I really do appreciate you calling in. Also, there's a couple of things that you've spoken about that I'm probably gonna hit up, and we're gonna probably start covering on this channel. Just to be honest with you, couple of things, especially the Cord situation. We'll talk about it behind the scenes at some point. So let's try to bring that to the forefront. Let's try to let people know about what happened as far as that is concerned. Anyway, my brother, thank you very much, and I'm gonna speak to you later.
Peace. Thank you.
Later. Yeah, I think we're gonna follow up on that justice shit. That's a fact. We're gonna follow up on that Cord thing he was just talking about. I really do need an assistant, to be honest with you. We're gonna follow up on that. That's a fact. I don't have the slightest idea what the hell y'all talking about in the chat. You guys is funny as hell and serious at the same time. So shout out to that. Everybody has we have a lot of people here with kind of the type of sense of humor I have. I'm gonna need a second. All right, so one of the first things I want to say real quick is I want to remind people we're trying to have the Frost Fest thing. I don't know how possible it's going to be as of yet. We got to get funding. One of the ways that we're trying to do the funding is you have to cop merch. If you cop merch, that means that we're able to pay for the event. That means that we can pay for the event. Okay, so we're trying to have the event, but I need for people to cop merch. Cop merch is how we're gonna pay for the event. I'm not accepting donations for the event. So anybody that's like they want to donate to the event, we're not accepting donations. You're gonna donate $100 for every 10 pieces sold. Shout out to Vix. But just cop the merch. All right. So if we get the merch copped, We got 2 weeks. We're gonna see what kind of revenue we could generate in 2 weeks, and then that'll determine where we're gonna move from then. We're trying to have the event on the weekend of August 17th. We're trying to have the event on the weekend of August 17th. Okay, so in order to be able to be ready by August 17th, we need to be able to have some know where our funding is going to be at by the 2 weeks from now. That'll be the weekend of the 27th. So by the weekend of the 27th, we have to have some kind of funding come in so we can make sure that we could have the event. So I'm gonna need people to cop merch because that's how we're gonna pay for it. Okay, so also, yes, that's the Patreon. Go to the you can subscribe to BBN at the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Go subscribe to the Patreon. You can subscribe to the BBN Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Go get subscribed up. There's different tiers for different things. We will be having pretty soon stuff like game shows and everything that are going to be exclusive to Patreon. It's going to be exclusive to Patreon and exclusive to the people who pay on Patreon. So really soon, that's what we're going to have on Patreon. Also, for everybody that don't know, we're going to have it when a Tonight Show comes back, right? The only way to see the whole entire Tonight Show will be on Patreon. The only other way you'll be able to see on here, we're going to have clips of the Tonight Show. We will have clips. But the only way to see the whole entire Tonight Show in its entirety will be to be a Patreon subscriber, just so you know. So everybody, go subscribe to Patreon. The Tonight Show will be coming back. That's a fact. I'm going to tell you what's the bullshit. The bullshit is that often throughout our regular lives, we have to deal with other people's bullshit, right? So somebody will be insecure about themselves. Somebody will be whatever they feel about themselves. And that will be a reflection about how they treat us. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times somebody is doing evil to you. It's not because you're an evil person. It's because whatever is going on with you reflects back to them, their insecurities. It reflects back onto them, the way that they feel about themselves that might not be very positive about themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what we need to do is, this is what we need to do. We need to stay banded together. We need to have unity. We need to stay as community. Because if you don't think people that mean evil is communicating with each other and then clicking up, they are 100% doing that. So we need to keep creating community with ourselves so we could push each other to greatness. And the only way to push each other to greatness is by one, as an individual, us staying focused. Also, we cannot spend our time trying to tear down other people or other projects. So when I see y'all in the communications over here and y'all talking about screw Trump, and I'm like, well, yeah, screw Trump, but that's not what I'm going to focus on. I'm never going to focus on screw Trump. What I'm going to focus on is me improving. By me working harder, improving, by me getting more community, by me doing the things that I'm doing in the way that my brain works or the things that I believe in, I'm saying screw Trump with my actions. By me saying screw Trump, by me making videos talking about screw Trump, by me talking bad about Trump, by me trying to get people together to talk bad about Trump, I'm not doing anything at all but lowering my ability to be successful because I'm spending less time on me being successful. So let's not say screw the ops. Let's not get involved with the ops. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on our improvement. We're going to focus on helping ourselves and helping the people in our circle so we can all push each other to greatness, because there is no better thing that you can do for another individual than be your best you. Think about that. There's nothing better you can do for anyone ever than be your best you. Let's work on being our best us. Because when we're working on being our best us, we're improving the whole entire community around us. We're improving every single thing that has anyone that has anything to do with us. We're improving their quality of life. I'm not trying to say walk around and be conceited. I'm the shit. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying be your best you. Just because of that by itself, you are going to improve the quality of life around you. And there is nothing that any human being can ever do better than improve the quality of life for the individuals that have to come into contact with them. I think I gotta hit somebody with bags. I love y'all. I want everyone to do well, except for those, except for if it's at them doing well was gonna hurt me. With the exception of that, I want everybody to do well. Let's be our best selves. Let's focus on us winning. Let's do that. Let's improve the quality of life of everyone that comes into contact with us. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. And y'all keep spelling naive wrong.